Hello and welcome to Climbing Daily. On today's show, we want to introduce you to UK-based climber Ben Davison and his story of climbing success and terrible injury.
My name is Ben Davison. I'm a climber based in Sheffield, studying at the University of Sheffield, and I've been climbing for 6.5 years now. Before I started climbing, I swam for 10 years and I did triathlon for 4 years, and that involved a lot of training. So when I started climbing, I started when I was 16. When I was climbing in Flatanger, I was working a route called Little Bladder, the middle section of which is the hardest section, and it's more efficient to work that off a static line. So I geomod up this static line to work this middle section, and then I started climbing before transferring to the lead rope. So I was at that point climbing not clipped into anything. I did 3 or 4 moves before realising that I wasn't clipped in, and at that point I was quite worried. I thought, could I down climb, could I jump off? And in the end I decided just to try and carry on climbing, but unfortunately I fell off on the next move before being able to clip in the rope. I probably fell around 10 metres. Probably not more than 12 metres. I wasn't in any pain, I thought it was okay, but then I realised that I'd at least broken my wrist, and then I waited there for maybe an hour before the paramedics arrived and helicoptered me out to the airport. It was quite funny. The first thing I thought and I realised was like, bugger, I've got all these routes I want to do. I had a fractured dislocation of my wrist, I shattered my heel, and I broke my pelvis in a couple places. After the injury, I had about 4 months off climbing completely, just doing lots of physio. When I started climbing again, I had a month where I did a lot of fingerboarding. My fingers got pretty much back to full strength pretty fast. I wasn't as motivated to train actually after the accident. I spent a lot of time forcing myself to train and not enjoying it. And then when I first went sport climbing a year after the accident, I was really scared. And what helped me get past this was going on a climbing trip to France and doing a lot of on-sighting on easier-ish routes. The training is really important to my overall climbing experience and to my performance. I really enjoy training, I get a lot of satisfaction out of training, and I really enjoy the feeling of progressing in climbing. In fact, almost all the climbing that I do is training. The schoolroom is a really good training facility. It's open 24/7 and it's pretty quiet, and it's got some really hard problems and really hard circuits to train on. You get really exposed to some of the best climbers and hardest things to do in the country, so there's not much risk of being a big fish in a small pond in the schoolroom. I have a few climbing trips coming up. I'm going to Flatanger in June this year for 3 weeks, and then hopefully Soyuz afterwards. And then I'll probably focus on climbing in the UK for a year, so I'll be based in the UK doing my master's thesis. I don't think I will go back to the climb I fell off actually. One, I think I won't be able to climb very well on that piece of rock, and 2, actually I didn't love that route. There was a 5-clip section which I didn't like very much. I'm going to be doing a mini-series with Ep.735 describing some of the training exercises that I found helpful in getting up to the level I've climbed. And these will be exercises to help you warm up properly, to train your core and your antagonist muscles, and some fingerboarding routines and some good endurance.
Ben is going to be doing an advanced training series over the next couple of weeks on Climbing Daily. He's a super strong climber, so if you take your training seriously, you're not going to want to miss this. See you soon.